Okay, so now that you've gathered all of your materials you need for your Wacom tablet, you're actually going to need to download the driver. So if there's probably already a link in the agenda, so go ahead and just click that and it'll start downloading onto your computer automatically. And you're just going to go ahead and wait for that to download. I've already waited that, so let's just go ahead and skip forward to that part. Okay, so now that you can see that I've downloaded the Wacom tablet install driver, and so you're actually going to double click on this install Wacom tablet package. You don't need to click on anything else, and it'll bring up this window. You're gonna go ahead and have to click continue through all of this. It might ask you to agree to certain things. Just go ahead and agree to all of it. You'll continue. You don't even need to bother reading any of the stuff on the pop-up window, because honestly no one really does. So just go ahead and click continue through all of this. It may show a disclaimer saying, hey, we're going to restart your computer. That is totally fine and everything. So, but be sure to go ahead and already save everything that you have opened on your computer, just to prepare for that installation process. So I went ahead and saved all of my Word documents I had open, or any of the tabs or bookmarks that I needed to create in Google Chrome. I went ahead and did all of that before I started installing everything. So if you guys want to take a quick second to do that, I would go ahead and try. So now we're going to show you how to customize your tablet. So you can actually click on the installation process. That whenever you touch the buttons, that automatic little black screen should come up. But I went ahead and went on to, I either click the settings button, or you can go into settings into your tablet and click everything. Now I don't really change any of the buttons on there, but there are plenty of options. You can click it from double click, right click, how much do you want the eraser to feel, what do you want it to do. You can disable certain things on the pen tool, as well as change your buttons from the left to the right. This basically gives you the opportunity to switch it around from left-handed to right-handed, as you can see on there. Now I'm right-handed, so I went ahead and left the buttons on the side left. But this basically means that if you're turning your computer around, the tablet around, the computer screen will be on the same side. So as you can see there, because it says express keys left, the buttons are on the left. But if it's express keys right, that means your tablet is flipped the other way and the keys are on the right. So the screen area, I usually just go full, but if you want to only show a portion of your screen to get maybe just only use one portion of your screen rather than the whole thing, you can go ahead and do that. Eraser and the pin tool are also there. Sensibility, I kind of just leave all that stuff alone, but if you actually find yourself wanting to use those, go ahead and try those out. Now for the basics of the buttons, the first button will go touch on and touch off, which is pretty important. That basically means, will it have a sensitivity to your hand? I usually go ahead and turn it off, just because when I'm using the pin tool, often my hand will scrape against it. So there's also settings, as I showed you before, but there's also precision mode, which basically means that your tablet will only work in a certain part of the screen and won't affect anything else. I don't use this that often, but it can be pretty helpful, I guess, if you're in Photoshop. Display toggle doesn't really do that much. And then of course you have all these other options. They're usually displayed on the side for you. So like all of those as I'm showing right now. Okay, so I'm already going to go ahead and get started in Photoshop. So I went ahead and opened up a new display just so I can show you some of the other options that you have in the Photoshop portion. So your tablet really has a different function in all of these. So like if you push on the fourth key, you can do a step backward, and which is basically your Command Z or backspace tool. I found this really helpful because instead of Command Option Z, which is often the control for doing backspace on Photoshop, instead you can just click the little button, the fourth button at the bottom, and basically just do a backwards key like that. It's just much more simpler. Now the little circle thing is actually really useful where setting your pixel size and setting everything like that can be pretty helpful. If you don't really know what any of those mean, basically your pixels is like how big your canvas is going to be. So basically I'm setting mine to the standard with the paper, so 8.5 by 11. I use this most often just because I'm often printing things off, so 8.5 by 11 is pretty common. 72 resolution is the most common thing you'll see, but depending on the printer you're using, what class you're using it for, you might have to change that. But it can be helpful if you're in a digital arts class. Layers are pretty important. You never want to work on your background layer, just leave it going gently. Always create a new layer with no background, and you can change your brush tool. I will show you guys here. There's a ton of different types and many different sizes and stuff. So that is a 100% hardness, but of course you can like lower that in order to give you different type of fading on the edges. Basically that's what hardness does. And brush, there are tons of different styles. There's pencils, pens, paint brushes, and you can download a lot online, such as certain stencils. And so I use the brush tool a lot. It's probably the most basic tool of Photoshop, and so if you're going to start somewhere, start there to maybe become an expert in. Next I'll show you of course the eraser tool. It's super important. It basically works the same as the brush, except it erases everything instead. And so you can see on the right hand side that the history has popped up, and that's basically showing everything you've done since you opened the document, and basically acts as like if you don't want to do the Command Option Z or the step backwards button,